Hello, Trailblazers! Eon's little sidekick here. The chief is sick for the time he record this, so today I'll be your partner to give you the best advice to build FU XUAN. FU XUAN is a preservation character. She specializes in giving you resistance to any damage. I know that doesn't sound astonishing or anything like that, but when I said she can tank any attack, she can tank any attack. She reminds me a bit of Dehya from Genshin Impact, but like the good version of Dehya. This character also specializes in mitigating damage, and both characters have mechanics that allow them to regenerate their own health bars without the need for a healer on the team. I think it's safe to say that she could be the first character who perfectly combines the paths of abundance, harmony, and preservation. This is because she also increases the crit rate and health of your allies. In this guide, as always, we will prioritize her kit, Eidolons, Relics, LightCones, and all her team compositions. But without further ado, let's begin. Something we will notice immediately when we get FU XUAN is her enormous amount of HP, which makes a perfect synergy with her role of preservation and all of her skills. First, let's start with the skill that will make us wish for her. When FU XUAN uses her basic ability, she will activate the Matrix of the Presage, reducing all enemy damage to our allies by a percentage for 3 turns. While her skill is active, allies will increase their maximum HP and crit rate chance. Your main goal in each fight is to start with a skill and let your team take care of the damage. And of course, take care of your FU XUAN, because if thy enemies defeat her, her skill will be removed and you will lose all the buffs she provides. Her talent is perfect for tanking more damage. As long as FU XUAN has not been defeated, all damage received by your allies will be reduced by 10%. The other effect of this talent is that when your HP drops to half or less, you will automatically restore 80% of your HP. Just make sure the hit does not defeat your FU XUAN. Otherwise, her talent will not activate. At the beginning of each battle, FU XUAN will have 1 stack of this talent, which will make her difficult to defeat from the start. Each time you use your ultimate, it will increase by 1 until you accumulate 2. And now her ult, without a doubt, one of the best I've seen in this game. It will generate an attack using a percentage of FU XUAN's maximum HP as quantum damage. In addition, as mentioned earlier, it will increase 1 stack of talent. Her basic attack is nothing surprising, a small quantum attack that we can ignore. Some of her additional abilities are Taiyi, the macrocosmic. If FU XUAN uses her basic ability again, while her skill is active, she will recover 20 additional energy points. Dunjia, the Metamystic. Now allies, excluding FU XUAN, will recover HP every time FU XUAN uses her ultimate ability. This practically turns FU XUAN into a healer. Lurin, the Sexagenary. When an enemy tries to apply a control state to one or more of our allies and the Matrix of Prescience is active, all allies will resist said state. This effect can only be activated once, but it will be reset every time FU XUAN uses her skill. For her trace priorities, the best thing to level up first is her skill, to buff and protect all her allies. Next, level up her ult, talent, and then her normal attack. With this priority, we will focus purely on all the abilities that help our team. We could prioritize her ult even more to give her a little more damage, but it is not the main role of our tank. For her bonus abilities, I strongly recommend to go first for Dunjia the Metamystic, for party heals, Taiyi the Macrocosmic, for a constant ult, and Lurin the Sexagenary. Let's talk now about her Eidolons. FU XUAN is an excellent support at E0, so you don't really need anything else. However, if you really want to pull for her Eidolons, then here is a quick overview. E1 increases crit damage of all allies by 30% while FU XUAN's skill is active. E2. If any team member is struck by a killing blow while FU XUAN's skill is active, your allies will not be knocked down, and 70% of their max HP is immediately restored. This effect can trigger once per battle. Next, E3 and E5 boosts FU XUAN's talent, skill, ultimate, and basic attack. E4. When other allies under Matrix of Prescience are attacked, FU XUAN regenerates 5 energy. E6 significantly increases the damage of FU XUAN's ult. Due to this, she becomes not only a tank, buffer, and healer, but also a good damage dealer. By using all the HP lost of your current party, she can deal huge amounts of burst damage. Overall, her E1 and E2 are especially powerful, as they can help to keep your team alive and prevent them from being defeated. Now let's take a quick look at FU XUAN's relic stats and set builds. This section is critical, since FU XUAN depends 100% on the stats you have on your relics. Even if you don't have the sets, I recommend always prioritize the stats. Having said that, FU XUAN only needs these stats, no matter where you equip them. Making her a tank is more than enough, This makes her the easiest character to build in the game. Just focus on at least have 2 GP main stats, 1 defense, and for the last one just choose between speed and energy recharge. And it's pretty easy which one to choose. You want ult. Energy recharge, you want to spam more abilities and turns. Speed. And for the substats, I will choose HP, defense, speed, and effect resistance. Following what I said about being the easiest character to build, the same applies for her relics. The Longevous Disciple set piece will give you HP and more crit rate, but you can have the same results, or even better if you use 2 set pieces, such as a combination of Longevous Disciple, Messenger Traversing, Guard of Weathering Snow, and even Knight of Purity. What I'm trying to say is that if you have any other character that can benefit from your time farming, you should go for any of the relics I suggested. For her planner ornaments, I really recommend the Fleet of the Ageless set. It will give you more HP and a little boost on your attack if you meet the required speed. With this set, you will be the ultimate tank since all your abilities scale with HP. Another option for ornaments can be the Broken Keel set. It will help us to improve a little bit our critical damage and the critical damage of our allies. It also increases our resistance to negative effects, which is perfect for our tank, since our priority when playing with her is that she never leaves the battlefield. Moving on to her LightCones recommendations, I think the only advantage that Preservation and Harmony characters have is that they only depend on one stat to get the best out of them. And since our tank only needs HP, there are many LightCones that we can use, even if you are free to play. She already shut her eyes. This is her signature LightCone. Remember all those stats that I recommend if you want more turns or more consistency with her abilities? Well, thanks to this LightCone, you can ignore all of that. At base, it can give you 24% of extra HP, 12% of ER, and when you are damaged, it practically buffs all your party members with extra damage. So basically, it's the ultimate support for Star Rail. The new texture of memories increases the bearer's resistance to negative effects and gives them a shield proportional to their HP. The other 5-star cone, Moment of Victory. This can be a good defense stat stick. Not her best, but still a good option. Landau's Choice can be an excellent option. It makes the wearer more likely to be attacked, and the damage taken is reduced. Day 1 of my new life increases FU XUAN's defense and gives your entire team a resistance buff. Now that we got a pretty good understanding on how she works and how to build her, let's go to her team compositions. Look, I can tell you which teams I recommend for a preservation character, but let's be honest, you and I know you can put them anywhere you want and they'll make a drastic change in your team. These are my team recommendations. The only highlights I can suggest are a mono quantum team. Until this update, we still don't have a good quantum buffer, and Lynx can be an excellent option, but let's look forward to that Harmony character. Another, and probably a bit controversial team, is to put Blade with FU XUAN. The buffs that our tank gives will increase Blade's already high stats, and as long as Blade can damage and heal itself, it will be a very solid team. Just don't forget to put him next to FU XUAN to maximize his damage. And that's all. That covers my 1.3 guide for FU XUAN in Honkai Star Rail. I'm actually feeling a little better, but you guys don't want to hear me sound like a monster. Thank you for watching, and I hope I see you on another one. Peace.